Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. For today's box opening, we've got another Dominaria Remastered Draft Booster box. Fully sealed intact, ready to go, no issues. Let's crack this thing open. Let's relive a little bit of Magic history and see if we can't find a little bit of value along the way. So if you missed Monday's collector box opening, we had some pretty good hits in there, so I encourage you to go back and watch that. And if you're interested in seeing the last draft booster box, I'll put a link to that at the top of the video. Currently, there are no commons or uncommons that are not retro frame, currently valued over $1. So we'll try and get through this one a little bit quickly. We'll go through pack one just so everybody can have a feel for it. So we got an Evil Eye of Orms by Gore with a Wild Growth, a Grape Shot, a Snap, followed by a Sun Clasp, an Avon Fisher. Then we've got a Remedy, followed by a Smoldering Crater, a Mystic Enforcer, followed by a Dromar's Cavern, Quicksilver Dagger, and we're going to see an Arcade's Sabbath coming in as our rare, with a Duress in Retro Frame, and a Foil Sun Clasp, with an Island and a Griffin. All right, so we should be able to get through some of the other packs a little bit quicker than that. So let's see how we do. All right, so we got a Debaser. I do see a Borderless. So we are going to see Dark Withering, followed by a Borderless Mystic Remora. That is a fantastic hit, especially for the draft box. It's not in foil, but I will certainly take it. Then we have a Gerard's Verdict, a Mountain, and a Goblin. So the good thing about this particular set, or this particular product, the draft, right, is that you're eligible to see almost every single card. The only thing you can't see are the retro lands in foil. Everything else is fair game. All right, so we'll just kind of thumb through this and get to the good stuff. Factor Fiction, an Avon Fate Shifter, and then we're going to see a Vexing Sphinx rare retro frame coming in, followed by a Setson's Desire, a Plains, and a Goblin. And the other thing to note is if you do get a rare or mythic retro frame, the card directly behind it will be from the main set, and it will either be a common or uncommon. They don't let you double dip in that particular slot for some reason. They just made the decision not to do it. All right, so we're going to see a Hinterland Harbor coming in as our rare, followed by a Wild Growth in retro, a Chainer's Edict in foil, followed by a Plains and an Elephant. And currently, I believe there's only one token valued over $1. If we see it, I'll call it out. All right, so we got a Goblin Turncoat, the Seer, the Spray, the Crab, the Blink, the Oar, the Search, the Thunder, the Karst, the Treefolk, the Chaos, Spectral Lynx, and our rare is going to be a Royal Assassin, followed by a Retro Mindstone, a Forest, and a Zombie token. So good news about this particular set. I've been tracking the values since release day. We are down a little bit from the last video that I published, which had prices on, I believe it was January 21st, and we're pricing today's video on January 23rd. The entire set has only dropped $35 in value. So that's really good from a value perspective. So we're not seeing much of a hit. So we got ourselves a Spinal Embrace, followed by a Sarah Angel in retro with a Swamp and an Insect token. So I would love to see any of the big hits here, any of the tutors, any Force of Will would be fantastic. No spoilers, but we have seen one on the channel. I just won't tell you what video it's in. All right, so we're going to see a Retro Absorb coming in as our rare with a Cole Stoker, followed by an Undying Rage in foil with a Swamp and a Squirrel token. So far, no big hits. None of the tutors, no Yawgmoth, not even a Birds of Paradise. So hopefully there's some value in here. Street Wraith, Icor Slick, Invigorating Boon, a Lightning Rift with an Exploration coming in, That is going to be a decent hit. It's going to be just around $7 in value, so we'll take that for sure. Then a Retro Frantic Search, followed by a Mountain and a Goblin token. So Exploration, currently $787 from the main set. In Retro Frame, it is $863. There is no borderless version of Exploration. All right, Voice of All, Gerard's Verdict, and then we are going to see a Sneak Attack. So we're going to see another good hit here from the main set. Sneak Attack currently valued at $869 from the main set, $897 in Retro, and there is no borderless version. Then we got a Retro Street Wraith, an Island, and a Bird. Please stay tuned to the end for the full MTG box analysis. I'll do a little bit of a comparative review between this draft box and our previous draft box, just so you can start to kind of see a trend for the boxes. And we're going to see a Sulfuric Vortex coming in as our rare from Retro Frame, not high value, with a Glintwing Invoker, a Plains, and a Sheep token. So we've got a couple of mid-tier cards and a Mystic Remora in Borderless, which is a pretty good hit, but also mid-tier. All right, so I see something in the back there. So we got ourselves a Body Snatcher, followed by a Mog War Marshal, and it is a Squirrel's Nest in Retro Frame foil with a Mountain and a Cat. So you can even get the foil Retro Frames in here. There's virtually no restrictions other than those basic lands in Retro Frame foil. All right, we got the Incinerator, Mesa's Enchantress, and then we're going to see a Chainer's Edict. So borderless uncommon, very nice to see that. Followed by a borderless Jester's Cap. Very cool. So 2 borderless in 1 pack. Then we're going to see a High Tide, followed by a Forest and a Cat token. All right, so that takes us to the end of the first 12 packs. So hopefully we've gotten all of the low value cards out of the way, and now we can move into the high value. We got a Siphon Mage, Werebear, a Drake, a Link, a Zealot, a Drifting Meadow, an Icor Slick, a Gamekeeper, a Sarah Angel, a Recoil, and we're going to see a Maze of Ith coming in from the main set, a little bit of value, just over $3, followed by Fedaya Seer in Retro, with an Avon Fisher in foil, a Swamp, and a non-token token. All right, we got the Desire, the Hydroston, the Man of War, the Judgment, the Fiend, the Gargoyle, the Frantic Search, the Dragon Engine, the Polluted Mire, the Elvish Spirit Guide, good uncommon in Retro Frame, just under $1 in non-Retro Frame. Then we got the Griffin Guide, Necro Savant, and we're going to see a Legacy Weapon coming in Retro Frame, not high value though, with a Subterranean Scout, a Forest, and a Griffin. So unfortunately, Legacy Weapon, not the hit we're looking for. Maybe it's in this pack. So we got the Turncoat, the Seer, the Spray, the Crab, the Blink, the Evil Eye, the Asunder, the Lancer, the Sentry, the Caldera, the Crusade, the Dragon Whelp, and we're going to see a Shivan Dragon, very classic card, but not high value, followed by a Little Dragon, Dragon Whelp, with a Mountain, and another Cat token. None of the basic lands in non-foil are over $1, so I won't be putting any prices on the screen for those. In foil, there are, I think, 3 or 4 that are valued over $1, but none over $2 right now. So either the supply is too high or the demand is too low. All right, we got a Fire Blast, and then an Arcanus the Omnipotent as our rare, with an Ornithopter, and a foil Zur the Enchanter coming in. Very nice to see that. With an Island and a Goblin token. All right, next one's going to kick off with a Sandstorm, the Medics, the Forward Order, the Siphon Mage, the Werebear, the Deep Analysis, the Dragon Engine, the Terminal Moraine, Croesus Catacombs, Slice and Dice, Terravore, and we're going to see a Dark Depths coming in here in Borderless. Very nice to see that. Another $9 there or so. We'll just, I guess we'll keep putting that over there. We got a Chain Lightning, a Swamp, and another non-token token. All right, so that is 4 Borderless cards so far in this box, which is fantastic. 2 of them valued around $9. All right, this one starts off with a Wild Growth, Grape Shot, Snap, Class, Wraith, Fisher, Remedy, Crater, Juggernaut, High Tide, the Battle Screech, the Treva's Ruins, and we're going to see an Oversold Cemetery coming in a retro frame, just valued over $1, with a Mana War, a Plains, and a Bird Token. So I think we're just about halfway through the box. And this pack just does not want to open. Don't try that at home. All right, we got the Urborg Uprising, the Charm, the Avarax, the Impulse, the Javelineers, the Wild Dogs, the Rager, followed by the Goblin Matron, the Zombie Infestation, the Spirit Monger, the Thieving Magpie, and we're going to see a Pyre Zombie as our rare, followed by a Sawtooth Loon coming in as a retro frame, and then an Urborg Siphon Mage, a Plains, and an Elephant. Still haven't seen that token. I'll know it when I see it. I just don't want to call it out because I can't quite recall the exact name of the token. So we got the Beast, the Drake, the Link, the Aranid, the Boost, Howl from Beyond, the Invoker, the Blast, with a Search, a Dodecapod, Fire and Ice, Crop Rotation, followed by Savine's Reclamation, with an Avanize, a Forest, and an Insect token. Starting to get a little bit nervous about the value of this box. I certainly know it wasn't resealed. I don't think anyone's doing that this early. Plus, other than Force of Will, there's not, and maybe a Sylvan Library, there's not much really to kind of cheat on this set. You got the Kavu, the Improvised Armor, and we're going to see an Arborea coming in as a Borderless rare. Very nice. With a Savannah Lions right behind it, and a Spirit Monger with a Forest and a Squirrel. All right, we've got Empty the Warrens, the Study, the Lions, the Uprising, the Charm, the Avarax, the Thunder, the Lull, the Terror, Tormod's Crypt, followed by Tayana's Ship Caretaker, Phyrexian Scuda, with a Jester's Cap in regular frame, with a Mishra's Factory in retro, an Island, and a Goblin. I really hope there's something juicy at the bottom of this stack, because we still haven't even seen any tutors yet. The Turncoat, the Spider, the Zealot, the Meadow, the Milliken, Call of the Herd, followed by Circular Logic, and a Siege Gang Commander. Not going to do it. With a Turnabout coming in a retro frame, a Mountain, and an Elephant. The foil retro frame Turnabout, I believe, is valued over $1. So a decent uncommon there. All right, we got the Werebear, the Beast, the Drake, the Link, the Anurid, the Icor Slick, Lull, the Lancer, the Drake, the Sphere, and then we've got the Monastery with the Faceless Butcher, and we're going to see a Crawl Space coming in, valued just over $1, with a Spirit Link in retro, an Island, and a Construct. All right, final 12 packs to go. We're going to need a lot of help with these 12 packs. So we got the Seer, the Stoker, the Avanize, the Pacifism, the Fiend, the Dogs, the Matron, Frantic Search, followed by Night and Day, Dark Withering, Rith's Grove, And we're going to see Rith the Awakener. So right next to his grove there. Very cool to see that. Not high value, but that's okay. Got a Jalum Tome and a White Mane Lion in foil retro with a forest and a zombie. So only 5 borderless so far. So hopefully there's 2 or 3 more in here to match the last box that we got. Just kind of going through them. All right, we've got Arcade's Sabbath again. So that's a duplicate of our first pack. The Juggernaut, the Plains, and the Goblin. Well, that doesn't feel great. All right, the Spray, finally a counter spell. Nice. Experiment, the Beast, Howl from Beyond. The Invoker, the Mog War Marshal, Dread Return, the Incinerator, Dragon Blood, and we're going to see a Lotus Blossom coming in here in retro frame, followed by Deep Analysis, and the Gargoyle in foil with a mountain and a squirrel. Now I know why that 1 token is valued over $1. It seems to be underprinted for some reason. All right. The Desire, Man of War, the Lion, Evil Eye, Frantic Search, Gargoyle, Chain Lightning, Slippery Karst, Heir to Keld, Gerard's Verdict, a Wall of Junk, and we're going to see a Wrath of God, just valued over $1. And we've got a Necro Savant with a Plains and another cat. All right, so we've got about 7 or 8 packs to go here. Lightning Reflexes, the Invoker, the Faith, the Turncoat, the Restorer, the Mind Stone, Duress, Bobcat, Prospector, Loon. And then we got the Undead Gladiator, Recoil, and a Pashalik Mons coming in as our rare, not high value, with a Momentary Blink, a Forest, and another non-token token. Kind of messed up the piles down below, but that's all right. I think I see a borderless in the back. Mind Stone, Duress, Bobcat, Griffin Guide, Necro Savant, a Thran Golem, and we're going to see an Oversold Cemetery coming in at borderless. Unfortunately, just valued over $1. We got a Mystic Enforcer, an Island, and an Insect. All right, 6 packs to go. And we are up to 6 borderless, but none of them over $10. In fact, I don't think we've seen a single card valued over $10. Even the Mystic Remoras only valued at $5.70. It's actually up 53 cents from the last time we priced any cards. All right, our rare is going to be an Arborea from the main set, followed by a Duress, and then a Goblin Matron with a Swamp and a Cat. 5 packs to go. Feel like I'm counting down to some kind of value. I really hope it's there. Let's see some fire. Ooh, I think I might have just seen it. We are going to see a borderless Mythic Time Stretch. Nope, only $5.04. The value on that has come down. And then we've got a Wild Dogs, a Goblin, and an Island. So a little disappointing there. All right, Coal Stoker, Avanize, the Fiend, the Growth, the Zealot, the Meadow, the Icor Slick, Slice and Dice, Terravore, and our Mythic is going to be a World Gorger Dragon, valued just over $1, followed by Evil Eyes by Gorm, and a Crackling Fiend in foil. Creepy looking dude with a Plains and a bird. All right, 3 packs to go. We have yet to see a foil borderless. Maybe we'll get lucky. So we got an Empty the Warrens, Hermetic Study, with a Savannah Lions, an Urborg Uprising, a Symbiotic Beast, an Ember Beast, a Mystic Zealot, Drifting Meadow, Icor Slick, Flame Tongue Kabu, the Crop Rotation, the Floodgate, and we're going to see a Nantuko Shade coming in as our rare. followed by a retro wild growth with a swamp and an elephant. Two packs to go. Oh, I see it. We got it. All right, fantastic. I don't know what it is yet. We got a horseshoe crab. We got a momentary blink. Evil Eye by Gorm. Wild growth. The grape shot. Stonewood Invoker. It's green. We got a Mog War Marshal. An Orum's Thunder. Wax and Wane. A Congregate. A Mystic Enforcer. It is a mythic too. And we have a Mind Slicer, followed by a Goblin Matron. And please let this be a Sylvan Library. Oh, we did it. All right, we got ourselves a Sylvan Library foil borderless. That is an amazing hit, especially for a draft box. I will definitely take that all day. That is going to make the box fantastic. We're just going to put that right down there. Then we have an island and a griffin. Nobody cares about those. This should be somewhere around $70-ish. I didn't pull foil pricing for the box opening, but it will be on the screen so you can see it. That is an amazing second to last pack. Just save the box. All right, so we've got a Lemure, a Battlefield Scrounger, Ridgetop Raptor, Cloud of Fairies, Momentary Blink, Phyrexian Ghoul, and Orum's Thunder, Mog War Marshal, Orum's Thunder. Yeah, that's a duplicate. Same pack, same card. An Icy Manipulator. We are going to see a Night and Day, followed by a Dark Withering. And we're going to see Zur the Enchanter coming in as our rare in the end, with Renewed Faith, a Mountain, and a non-token token. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get everything sorted, organized, sleeved, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. In today's MTG box analysis, we're going to take a look at the set distribution versus the cards observed in this box. We'll then take a look at the set coverage, coverage by rarity, duplication, the set value as well as a value trend, the non-foil observed value as well as the foil observed value, and we'll close it out with a summary and a comparison of this draft booster box to the one previously opened on the channel. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box, plus at least 70 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's start things off with a look at the contents of the box. This chart shows all the cards we saw during the opening, with the foils in orange, the non-foils in green, and the set in gray as the baseline. In the non-foil space, we saw a variance of 10 cards between blue 67 and black 77. This box featured 74 non-foil retro frames and 7 borderless. In the foil space, we saw a total of 13 cards covering most of the categories of the set. The only areas where we didn't see a foil were in green and artifact. Moving into coverage, in the non-foil space, we saw 246 unique cards, which gave us 54% coverage of the set. Our highest coverage was in black, with 81% of the cards making an appearance in this box. And in the foil space, we saw 13 unique cards, which gave us just 3% coverage of the set. Again, our highest coverage was in black, with 8% of the cards. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, in the non-foil space, we saw 94% of the commons and 69% of the uncommons in non-foil. We also saw 30 unique rares for 21% coverage and 5 mythics for 9% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 6% of the commons, 3% of the uncommons, a single rare for 1% coverage, and a single mythic for 2% coverage. In total, these 36 packs contain 32 rares and 6 mythics. Being a draft booster box, heavy duplication was expected going in. This box contained 141 cards that were duplicated 282 times, giving this box a duplication rate of 52%. Before we get into the value that we saw in this box, let's baseline with a look at the value of the Dominaria Remastered set using prices from January 23, 2023. This chart shows all 456 cards in the set by dollar category and uses non-foil prices. Currently, the set features 27 cards valued over $10, 23 cards valued between $5 and $10, 50 cards valued between $1 and $5, and the remaining 356 cards in the set are valued less than $1. Now let's take a look at how the value of the Dominaria Remastered set is trending. A few days after release on January 16th, the 456 cards in the set using non-foil pricing had a total market value of $1,233.43. A few days later, it dropped 4% to $1,177.97. A few days after that, it dropped again, but this time only by 2%, or $27.40, to $1,150.57. As of January 23rd, the set value sits at $1,091.16, which is another 5% drop. However, so far, we've only seen a decrease in the total set value of 12%, or $142.27, since the release weekend, which is pretty strong for a reprint set. All right, now let's dive into the value that we saw in this box, starting off in the non-foil space. In this box, we didn't see a single non-foil valued over $10. Luckily, we did see 2 retro frames and 3 borderless non-foils valued between $5 and $10. We also saw 7 non-foils valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 516 non-foils in the box, however, were valued less than $1. In the foil space, we hit the lottery with that borderless Sylvan Library at the end. The only other foil valued over $1 was the retro frame Squirrel's Nest, valued at $1.06. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box through a Patreon agreement for $164.50. Today's draft booster box contained 36 packs with 15 cards each, allowing us to see 540 cards. The 32 tokens in the box are currently valued at $2.51. The 448 non-foils from the main set are valued at $64.47. The 72 non-foil retro frames are valued at $17.03. And our 7 borderless non-foils are valued at $23.12. The 8 foils from the main set are currently valued at $2.11. The 4 retro frame foils are currently valued at $2.27, and the 1 foil borderless Sylvan Library is currently valued at $73.75. This brings the grand total for the box up to $185.26, which is a gain of $20.76 over my purchase price and equates to a return of 113%. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw just 7 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $113.62, which accounts for 61% of the total box value. How does this box stack up to the one that we opened last week? Let's find out. Both boxes contained exactly 448 non-foils from the main set. Box 1 contained 1 additional non-foil retro frame card over today's box, and both boxes contained 7 non-foil borderless cards. Box 1 contained 1 additional foil from the main set, but today's box contained 2 additional foil retro frames. And finally, both boxes contained 1 foil borderless card. From a coverage perspective, the boxes were similar, with Box 1 covering 55% of the set and today's box covering 54% in non-foil. In foil, both boxes covered around 3%. Today's box saw slightly more duplication, which is why the non-foil coverage number was lower. Today's box contained 1 additional rare, but Box 1 contained 2 additional mythics over today's box. And if you recall, I did purchase Box 1 from my local game store for $179.99, and today's box cost $164.50. Now, I've adjusted the prices for all of the cards in Box 1 to today's market prices, so we can do a true apples-to-apples value comparison. Box 1 total value now sits at $220.13, which is a drop of $53.04 since last week, but it still has more value than today's box with only $185.26. Because of the cost difference, Box 1 now sits at a gain at $40.14, and today's box was a gain of $20.76. This means that Box 1 is still returning 122% of its purchase price in card value, and today's box is sitting at 113%. Will these numbers hold? Be sure to subscribe to the channel to see more analysis on Dominaria Remastered and many other sets. Until next time, do something amazing.